Welcome to the posing tutorial. So let's see you got your, beautifully posed woman right here, sitting there holding this box. But you're saying, oh, it looks very unnatural. It doesn't look like a real human. Look at this. Look at that spine. That's not regular. Look at it. She's not even moving her fingers. You're horrible at posing, okay? But I can help you. So, this pose is very unnatural. Just like, what was wrong with you? What drugs were you on when you made this pose? You go, you bring the torso up like this. If you want it standing, you want to make it look like a normal human being, put it like at standing level from the ground, and then pull the lower middle body, middle part of the body, torso, back a little bit like that. Like I just did. Pose the legs a little bit so they're a bit more natural. Kind of bending, but not really. I said kind of bending, but not really. Face, depending what they're looking at. Still a bit, you know, unnatural. You want to make the pose look like it actually has gravity to it, and it's not just them standing. And freaking, this came back out again, and then it looks like she's kind of pelvic thrusting, but without much. Mess around with the settings a little bit, get a good feel for what you want, what you think looks good. These are just tips. I'm not the best poser in the world, by far, and Garry's Mod physics is a bit. So, okay, you got the person. You got it looking satisfactory, what you think, looks good. But she's still, she's not holding the box like you want her to. So, let's put the box by her, and let's try to wrap her hands around it. And see, with the box, it's shaped just like a box, so you have no trouble putting the hands around it. But let's say you wanted something not like a box. You wanted something like... Let's just go with the box. I'll just give it a better kind of thing going on. But it's just a box. It's kind of weird to wrap around, You want her hand to go a little bit more on the box, so it looks a bit more natural. You do this, no collide, click on this, click on her. Now they can go through each other. They can phase, and put this through, kind of position it right by her, move her hand so it's on the box, and then move her arm so it's not going right through the box and looks weird. And then do the same with the other hand. I say she's lifting it from this end. Pull back her elbow a little bit. God, what is going on with this pose? It does not want to, like... I can normally pose better than this. This is not just want to pose for me. Really? Freaking... Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It doesn't want to do what I want it to do. Okay, this is good enough. But it still looks a bit unnatural. Her fingers, as you can see, are all gross. They don't wrap around the box like a normal human being's hands, especially on this end where she's kind of holding it from the bottom. This is important. Fingers move. Fingers don't sit in a position like that. So, move that little head a little bit. You want to make the fingers wrap around, look like they're actually touching it. You do this. Go into the finger poser in the posing menu on your Q menu. Right click on the hand. Then press C. It'll bring up this menu. It's the mini version of the Q menu. You can still use the Q menu, but I recommend using this. So, let's say you want her thumb's phasing into the box. So, you want it to come out a little bit. And you want to mess around with these joints, because yellow is free moving. See, I can move it all around. And then blue is up and down. It's like curling. So you see, and now let's mess around with these settings a little bit, get a good feel for what I think looks good. And that looks a bit better. And now let's kind of get her hand to a bit natural of a position on the box. I'm going to put them in, and then I'm going to, again, go back through and get them out of the box. See? And then, and that looks, I did that a little bit wrong. Oh, what is up with her middle finger? That's not healthy. Anyway, let's just try to get that. Again, this is very finicky. Let's play around with it a little bit to get a good feel for it, because you will not be able to do this on the first try. Let me bend on that finger a little bit. Again, not the best poser in the world. This tutorial is just for basics. And, okay, looks horrible, but it's better than what it originally was. This is where it'll be time to shine. Curl up her hand a little bit, obviously. You know, blah, 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 blah. Do what I told you. Again, I'm not really spending time to details. So this tutorial, I don't want to waste your time. More than I already have, am I right? You know. Just, see? And you can mess around with your fingers, make them look kind of funny. You can, if you really want to do something weird, you can do this and just play around and then all of a sudden look at her hand. No, you're going to need to amputate that. Anyways, so, now you got this. But let's say now you have an identical person. Whoops. Let's say you have an identical person over here. Sorry. Over here. And you want them to have the same hands. You don't want to go back through and repose them. So you can do this. You can go to, remember, go back to the finger poser. Go over here. So say you want this hand. And then go onto this little, what is it called? This little icon right here. And then go down here to the bottom bar. And name it holding hand. Add the preset. I said add the preset. So then you want to add it onto Alex over here. So right click on her hand. Then go to this little drop menu. Go to holding hand and see? Now it's the exact same specifications. And she's touching her butt now apparently. So let's say now I want to save this hand because it's very pretty. Go here, save weird hand, poorly posed. I guess. So, you know, you got all that, and then go over here. And now her hand can feel the pain of that. And this has been a posing tutorial. And next posing tutorial, I'll teach you a bit more of complicated things like lighting and making it look good and taking pictures.